Now to some light-hearted matters. Well, kind of. We all have our beefs with our local councils. They charge too much for rates, they waste money on bloated bureaucracies, and they don't get the basics right, like fixing the potholes and looking after the parks and gardens. At home, we've been trying for more than a year to get our council just to put a speed limit or speed humps in our back lane before someone gets hurt by the idiots who use it as a peak hour shortcut, but we wait and we push and we wait again. They also force us to use 4 rubbish bins, would you believe? 4. Now, you'll all have your own gripes, I know. But increasingly, the woke clowns who get onto councils, especially in the inner city areas, well, they have tickets on themselves. They don't want to just look after their suburbs. They want to save the world or run the country. Remember last year I had a go at the Yarra City Council in Melbourne for wanting to take over national foreign policy with its interventions in favour of the Palestinian territories and against Israel. Other councils and even state parliaments have gone down this path. I mean, instead of sticking to their own knitting, they want to deliver world peace. And they're starting with the low-hanging fruit, I don't think, by starting in the Middle East. Maybe they're gunning for the Nobel Prize. Many councils have declared themselves nuclear-free zones, although they don't seem to complain about X-rays and nuclear medicines. Funny that. And the inner-Melbourne Council of Darebin in June this year bought into the Julian Assange case, calling for him to be released. Strangely, the Darebin Council wasn't able to deliver Assange's release. But never fear, Sydney's Inner West Council has weighed in on the same issue. They vote today on a Greens motion to write a letter to the US President Joe Biden urging the release of Julian Assange, who faces extradition to the US from a UK prison. I mean, really, this uber-woke Inner City West Council might do better to fix some potholes, plant more trees, or even control the neighbourhood dogs. But keep in mind, this is the same council that wrote to the then Prime Minister Scott Morrison urging him to ban nuclear submarines from Australian waters, which would be kind of awkward in a couple of decades' time when our subs are nuclear too. Look, we all know we're over-governed. There's too much overlap between our 3 layers of government. I reckon the best place to start would be to reform local government, get the party politics out of it, make all elected positions voluntary, and force them to stick to their own roles.